Hello and welcome to Easy English for Everyone. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Ethan. Hi, everyone. It's so great to have you here with us today.
Yes, welcome back to the podcast. This show is all about real, everyday English conversations. We talk about simple topics from daily life so that you can hear natural English and practice your listening skills.
And we try to keep things nice and simple. No complicated words, no confusing grammar. Just two friends having a chat, like you and your friends might do.
Exactly. And today's topic is something that I think everyone can relate to, no matter where you live in the world.
That's right. Today we are talking about lunch.
Lunch. Specifically, do you eat out for lunch or do you bring food from home?
It's one of life's big questions.
It really is. Okay, so let's get into it. Ethan, let's start with you. What do you usually do for lunch?
So, honestly, I am a bring lunch from home kind of person. Most days I pack my own lunch in the morning and bring it to work.
Oh, really? Okay. What do you usually bring?
It varies. Sometimes I have leftovers from dinner the night before. Sometimes I make a sandwich or a salad. Today, actually, I brought rice and some vegetables.
That sounds really healthy, Ethan.
Well, I try. What about you, Lauren? Are you a bring-from-home person or an eat-out person?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I almost always eat out for lunch.
Every day?
Pretty much, yeah. There's a little cafe right near my office, and I go there almost every day. I get a soup or a sandwich, sometimes a salad. I really enjoy it.
Interesting. So we're total opposites on this one.
We are. Okay, so let's talk about the pros and cons of each. Let's start with eating out. What do you think the good things are about eating out for lunch?
Well, I think the biggest one is convenience. You don't have to prepare anything. You just walk out the door and go get your food.
Yes, exactly. And for me personally, I really value that time away from my desk. When I go out to get lunch, it gives me a real break. I walk outside, I get some fresh air, I sit somewhere different. It kind of resets my brain for the afternoon.
That's a really good point. It's not just about the food, it's about the break, the change of environment.
Right, and also I really like the variety, because I don't always want the same thing every day. If I go out, I can choose. Do I want something hot today? Do I want something light? Do I feel like noodles or a wrap? I have options.
That's true. Options are nice. But, and here's the big but, eating out is expensive.
Oh, I know. It really adds up.
Like, if you spend, say, $10 every day on lunch, 5 days a week, that's $50 a week on just lunch, and that's over $2,000 a year.
When you say it like that, it sounds terrible.
Right? It's a lot of money. That's one of the main reasons I started bringing my lunch from home. I wanted to save money.
That makes total sense. So what are the pros of bringing lunch from home, in your opinion?
Well, number one, it's much cheaper. Like much, much cheaper. You're basically just paying for the ingredients. A meal I bring from home might cost me $1 or $2 compared to $10 at a cafe.
That's a huge difference.
Huge, yes. And another big pro is that you know exactly what you're eating. You made it yourself, so you know what's in it. How much salt, how much oil, whether it's healthy or not. When you buy food at a restaurant or cafe, you don't always know.
That's a really good point, actually, especially if you have any dietary restrictions or allergies, or if you're just trying to eat healthily. It's much easier when you make your own food.
Exactly. You're in control.
Okay, so what about the downsides of bringing lunch from home? Because there must be some.
Oh, definitely. The biggest downside for me is the preparation. You have to actually make your lunch. And sometimes in the morning when I'm rushing around trying to get ready, the last thing I want to do is pack a lunch.
Oh, yes, I completely understand that. Mornings can be so stressful.
They really can. And sometimes I forget. all arrive at work and suddenly realize, oh no, I left my lunch at home on the kitchen counter.
That's so relatable. That's happened to me before, too.
It's the worst feeling. And then you end up buying lunch anyway, so you've wasted time and money.
Okay, so what else? Any other downsides?
I think sometimes it can get a little boring. Like if I always bring the same thing, rice and vegetables, after a while it feels a bit dull. There's no excitement.
Yeah, I think that's why I love eating out. The variety, the excitement of choosing something. It feels like a little treat in the middle of the day.
I get that. And actually, I think eating out is also a social thing, right? Like going out for lunch with a colleague or a friend. That's a really nice thing to do.
Completely. Some of my best conversations with coworkers have happened over lunch. You get out of the office together, you sit down, you relax. It's a great way to connect with people.
That's true. When I bring my lunch and eat at my desk, I miss out on that. I'm just sitting alone with my rice and vegetables, staring at my computer screen.
That's a bit sad, Ethan.
It is a little bit sad, but it saves money, so worth it.
Fair enough. Okay, so what about in different seasons? Do your habits change depending on the time of year?
That's a good question. I think in winter, I'm even more likely to bring my lunch from home because it's cold outside and I don't want to go out. I just want to stay warm inside.
Oh, interesting. I'm the opposite, actually. In summer, I really love going out because it's nice to sit outside somewhere. But in winter, I sometimes think, I don't want to walk outside in the cold just to get a sandwich. Maybe I should start bringing lunch like you do.
You should. I'll teach you.
Maybe. And I think it can also depend on where you work, right? Like if your office is in a place where there are lots of good restaurants and cafes nearby, you're more tempted to go out.
Absolutely. If there's nothing good nearby or if everything is really expensive, you're going to bring lunch from home more often.
Makes sense. So, Ethan, would you ever switch? Would you ever become an eat-out everyday person?
Maybe if I had more money. Honestly, I do enjoy eating out on a Friday as a little treat to end the week, so maybe I'd keep it as a once-a-week thing.
I love that. A Friday lunch treat.
Exactly. What about you? Do you think you'll ever start bringing your lunch more often?
I think so, yeah. I've been thinking about it, actually. Maybe a couple of days a week, just to save a bit of money. But I don't think I could give up my cafe lunches completely. I love them too much.
I understand. That cafe is your happy place.
It really is. Okay, so I think we've covered a lot today. Let me just quickly summarize the main points for our listeners.
Good idea.
So, eating out for lunch is convenient, it gives you variety, and it's a nice social activity, but it can be expensive and not always the healthiest option.
And bringing lunch from home is cheaper and healthier, and you know exactly what you're eating. But it requires preparation and planning, and it can feel a little lonely or boring sometimes.
Neither option is perfect. It really depends on your lifestyle, your budget, and your personality.
Exactly. And maybe like me, you can find a happy middle, mostly bringing food from home, but treating yourself to lunch out once in a while.
Balance is everything.
Okay, before we go, we want to say a big thank you to all of our listeners. We are so glad you're here with us.
Yes, thank you so much for spending time with us today. We hope this conversation was useful for your English learning. Remember, the best way to improve your listening skills is to keep listening to natural English every day, even for just a little while.
That's right. And if you heard any words or phrases today that were new for you, try to write them down and practice using them. Words like leftovers, convenience, variety, dietary restrictions, treat, relatable, these are all great everyday English words.
Love that, Ethan. Okay, so next episode, we'll be back with another fun everyday topic, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it.
And if you're enjoying the podcast, please share it with a friend who is also learning English. It really helps us a lot.
Take care of yourselves, keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye!